Hello everybody and welcome back to your third drama video with Create. So let's start by having a quick recap of what we did in our last lesson. Can you remember? I've put a few pictures on the screen so that you can have a look and remind yourselves. Last week we learned how to convey emotions by using our facial expressions and our bodies. We explored the emotions that some of the characters in Goldilocks and the Three Bears might have experienced and used our bodies and our faces to show that emotion. We are going to carry on with our theme of fairy tales this week as we carry on by exploring another tool that we use in drama. Today's focus is all on voice. If you are in class, can you do a think, pair, share with a partner to talk about what you think we mean when we talk about using our voice in drama? If you're at home, use this time to have a little think in your head, and you can even say your ideas out loud. Our voices are such an important tool in drama because we use our voices to show a character or emotion, just like we use our bodies and our faces. We have to change our voice to sound different when we are acting. So when you're acting, your voice might not sound like your own. That's because we are pretending to be or feel something else. We use our voices to say words. If you're on TV or in a show, you might use words that have been given to you. We call that a script. Or if you are playing in your role play area, you'll be making up the words that you say. And those words might be different words than what you would say when you're being yourself as you're pretending. You also might use your voice to make sounds. For example, if you are pretending to be an animal, we would use our voice to show this. We use muscles inside our throats and our vocal cords to make these sounds. And changing our voices can mean that we use those muscles in a different way, which means it's so important that we look after our voices when we are using them in drama, just like we have to look after our bodies when we use our bodies for sports. So in the same way as we warm up our bodies at the beginning of drama or before we do exercise, we also need to warm up our voices. So now we know why it's so important that we need to warm up our voices before we use our voices in drama. So let's have a go at a fun warm-up game. Have you ever done any tongue twisters before? Tongue twisters are words or rhymes that are quite tricky to say, like she sells seashells on the seashore, or Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. We're going to start with a bit of a simpler one. And I wonder whether you can say red lorry, yellow lorry. Red lorry, yellow lorry. So if I say it first, and then you can say it back. Red lorry, yellow lorry. Red lorry, yellow lorry. Good job. If you're finding it tricky, try to use your lips and your tongue and your teeth to really say all the sounds in the word. Red lorry, yellow lorry. Excellent. Okay, let's make it a little bit more challenging. I would like you to try to change the volume of your voice when you are saying this tongue twister. So I want you to imagine that you've got a TV remote for your voice, and we are going to turn the volume on your voice up to make it louder. Can you say red lorry, yellow lorry in a loud voice? I'll go first and then you can have a turn. Red lorry, yellow lorry. Good job. We'll try one more time. Remember, this volume is loud. Red lorry, yellow lorry. Excellent job. Let's try doing the opposite with the volume of our voices now. So get your TV remote and turn your volume down. So if the volume of your voice is going down, it's going to be quieter. So can you say the tongue twister in a quiet voice? Red lorry, yellow lorry. Red lorry, yellow lorry. Great job, well done. Let's try another button on our remote control. I am going to use the fast forward button to make the pace of my voice go faster. So can we say our tongue twister a little faster? This one might be a wee bit tricky, but let's have a go. I'll go first and then it can be your turn. Red lorry, yellow lorry. Great job. Can we say it 2 times very fast? Okay, I'll go first and then it's your turn. Red lorry, yellow lorry, red lorry, yellow lorry. Great job. That was really funny. It's great fun having a go at saying tongue twisters really fast, and you did really well with that. I wonder whether we could use my slow motion button now. This means that our voices will change their pace again, but instead of going fast, we'll do the opposite and we'll make our voice go slower. So we'll just say the words a little slower this time. I'll go first and then it can be your turn. Red lorry, yellow lorry. Great job. 2 times nice and slow. Red lorry, yellow lorry. Red lorry, yellow lorry. Fantastic job. I wonder whether there's any more tricks on the remote control that we could try with our voices. How about we change the pitch of our voice? I wonder whether you know what the pitch of our voice would mean. So the pitch of our voice can either be high or low. And that can just mean that we go high in a high kind of squeaky voice like a mouse, or low in a low deep voice like a big stomping giant. I wonder whether you can say the tongue twister with a high pitched voice. So that's the squeaky one like a mouse. I'll go first and then you can have a go. Red lorry, yellow lorry. Great job. You sound just like a bunch of mice. And should we try it one more time? This time we'll say the tongue twister 2 times. Red lorry, yellow lorry, red lorry, yellow lorry. Your turn. Great job. I wonder whether we can do the opposite with our voice now and change the pitch to a low pitch. This one was like the big stomping giants. I'll go first and then it can be your turn. Red lorry, yellow lorry. Great job. And again, this time 2 times. Red lorry, yellow lorry, red lorry, yellow lorry. Great job. Now you've explored the 3 different things that we can do with our voice. We can change the volume of our voice by making it louder or quieter. We can change the pitch of our voice by making it higher or lower. And we can change the pace of our speech or the pace of our voice by speaking faster or slower. If you would like to carry on your vocal warm-up, then you can check out this Andy and the Band clip on the CBBC website for some more ideas on how to warm up your voice. Here is the learning intention line and the success criteria seal to tell us about our learning intention for today. So today we are learning to use our voices to convey a character and or a feeling or an emotion. To do this successfully, we will need to fulfill all three parts of the success criteria that the seal has outlined for us. The first one is to choose the volume of your voice that you'll be using for a character. That means, will your voice be louder or quieter than your usual voice? You will also have to choose a pitch of your voice, so a high pitch or a low pitch, remembering that it will have to match your character and it will be different from your normal voice. And finally, you will have to choose the pace of your voice or the pace of your speech, so whether you're speaking fast or whether you're speaking slowly. So just like our bodies and our facial expressions, our voices can really help us in drama. They can help us show an emotion and they can help us show a character. So let's start off by using our voices to show emotion. I am going to show you a few different emojis and I would like you to explore how your voice will change if you are speaking with that emotion. For example, if you're sad, how would your voice sound? So I'd like you to practice by saying, I'm sad. What happens to your voice when we say, I'm sad? Do you think we'd say that quickly? With a fast pace? Or do you think we'd say it slowly? With a slow pace? I'm sad. I think it was a slower pace for sad. Let's think about volume for I'm sad. I'm sad. Is it a shouting, is it a loud voice, or was it a quieter voice? When I did it, it was a quieter voice for sad. And finally, let's think about pitch. Was it a high pitch voice when we were saying that we were sad, or was it more of a low pitch voice? Let's listen and see. I'm sad. When I did it, it was more of a low pitch. How about you? Have a go with these emotions and see what happens with your voice. You could use a tablet or a recording device to hear your own voice and then you can play it back to yourself. Or if you are with a friend or a family member or in class, then you could be paired up and you can give feedback to your partner on how their voice sounds. Now it's your turn. Can you change your voice to sound happy? Try saying, I'm happy, in your happiest voice, and don't forget your volume, pace and pitch. Can you use your voice to show the emotion anger? Change your voice to sound angry. Don't forget to think about volume. Will an angry voice be loud or quiet? Don't forget to think about pace. If you're angry, do you speak quickly or slowly? And don't forget to think about pitch. When you're feeling really angry, does your voice get higher or does it get lower? And finally, can you change your voice to sound surprised? So you could say, I'm surprised in your surprised voice. Don't forget that volume, pace and pitch. You have done such a good job with your voices already today. Now we're going to combine all the things that we have learned in drama so far to create our fairy tale characters. That means we're going to have to use your movement with your whole body, your facial expressions and your voice to now create a character. And we're going to do this in the same activity that we did in our very first drama lesson together, where we were walking around the room and then freezing in a character. Let's do this first one together as an example. So make sure you've got enough space to move around safely and relax all of your body. And we're going to start off by walking around the room as yourself. Make sure if you're in class that you're not bumping into anybody else. And when I say freeze, we will stop safely and listen to what character we're going to become. So the first character I'd like you to become is a royal king or queen. How will this change your body? Pretend you've got your royal cloak on and your crown on your head. I'm already standing up taller with my chin up high, and I'm going to move now as that royal king or queen. I'm going to give a royal wave to everybody. And I would like you, in your royal voice, to say good morning to all of the servants. Good morning. Good morning. How did that change your voice? Did you change your volume? Did you change your pitch? Did you change your speed? Maybe you did, maybe you didn't. Let's try a few other characters and have a go. So start moving around your space. We are going to pick some characters which should have some very different voices to your own, so you should be able to get the chance to really show off your different voices. So imagine you are walking as a wicked old witch. Can you curl up your spine, curl up your fingers, and bring your elbows out? You should now be walking a bit more like a witch. Can you wrinkle up your face and walk around looking for something for your secret potion? Bend down and pick me up something really disgusting to go into your cauldron. And you can put it in your cauldron and stir and freeze. You should be frozen as a wicked witch. Can you use your voice to do a witch's cackle and say, taste my yucky potion? How does a witch's voice sound? When you are saying, taste my yucky potion, do you change your volume? Do you change your pitch? Do you change the pace of your voice? It should sound different to yours. I wonder if you are changing any of those three things. Let's try a new character. Return to your natural walk and move around your space. This time, I would like you to start becoming a tiny little fairy. You're the teensiest little fairy with flitty wings flying all around the forest. You are looking for your friend Peter Pan. I'd like you to fly as high as you can and freeze on a big tall tree. Now you are frozen as that tiny little fairy, and I would like you to put on your tiny little fairy voice to ask some of the birds in the tree if they have seen Peter Pan. So in your tiny fairy voice, I would like you to say, have you seen Peter Pan? I'm going to have a go at this one too. Have you seen Peter Pan? I wonder whether your voice did the same thing as mine. When I was being the tiny fairy, my pitch changed and it went higher. Maybe your volume changed and it went quieter just because you're the teeniest tiny fairy. I think we're ready to try another character now. And I'd like you to return to your natural walk now, walking around the space. Make sure you're not carrying any of those characteristics from the other characters in your body. So shake away that fairy, shake away the witch, shake away the royal king or queen. And this time I would like you to become the tallest giant in the land. Now this tall giant is not very happy because Jack has stolen some of his things from his castle. He has stolen his golden hen, so the giant is very cross. Can you show how cross the big giant is in the way that you move? The giant is stomping his feet and he is looking for Jack all around to get his golden hen back. And freeze. Excellent, you should now be frozen as your giant. And in your angry giant voice, I would like you to shout, "Bring me back my hen." So think about that volume. If you're angry and you're a very big giant, are you going to be loud or are you going to be quiet? Think about your pitch. Would a giant have a high voice or a low voice? And think about the pace of your speech and your voice. Are you going to say this fast or are you going to say it slowly? Let's hear you shouting or saying, "Bring back my hen." Excellent job. Well done, everybody. And you can relax and shake those characters away. What a busy session you've had today, learning all about using your voice. Here are a few questions that you can answer about your experiences today in our end of lesson plenary. What happened to your voice when you were the fairy? And what happened to your voice when you were the giant? Tell your teachers your answers or a family member, or you can even just think about these questions yourself. Pause the video if you need more time. What voice did you find the easiest and why? What did you find the most challenging today and why? And finally, did you complete all of the success criteria and achieve your learning intention? Let's have a little look at our learning intention and success criteria again so we can check. Well done, everybody. You have done a fantastic job with today's drama lesson. Let's give ourselves a big body hug to say a big well done. And goodbye for this week. I'll see you on our next video. Bye.